Hello, hello, hello. Is there anybody out there? Okay, this is it. It's Saturday night, and it is July 4th. Saturday night, July 4th, you are in the star room. Oh, gotta put the lights on. There we go. That looks way better. A little bit of something. Got some bright lights going on here. All righty. We're doing readings. Who's in the chat? Let's check that out. Birth time, birth date, birth city, birth state. We do this every Saturday night. We also do it during the week. It's usually a surprise live. This week we did a live stream on Wednesday, was it? It was Wednesday. It was a little awkward at first. The whole Mercury stuff is still a thing. Matter of fact, we lost power yesterday. Absolutely. And today I'm like, oh God, are we going to lose power? Who the hell knows? Lots of crazy storms, trees down, flooding. We're good here. And obviously the power came back on, thank God, right? But a lot of crazy stuff. So let's get this party started. Let's see what's going on. Loud and clear. Hey, Christy, how are you? I see you. Hey, Christy, there's nobody else here. I think I got a blue dot on my face. Yeah, I do. My thing's veered toward me. That's all right. Yeah, I thought, oh, it might be a really slow night. People might be out doing their 4th of July festivities and whatnot. Yeah. It's another day. It's Saturday, and yeah, I just keep doing this. So I don't know how the weather is where everybody else is, but here our torrential downpour just stopped, and hopefully it'll be over with. We had another crazy round of storms, but today was nothing compared to yesterday. So we do this, like I said, every Saturday. It's usually like every other Saturday. The other Saturdays of each month, we do an astrology class. I said class. An astrology class is the second Saturday of every month. Anybody interested, just send me an email. Email should be running across the bottom of the screen there. And send us the rain. Holy rain. We got rain like it was nuts. Like, yeah, it was just nuts. South Australia, what's going on over there? South Australia, Watkinson Cat House, I see you. Knowledge is here. Knowledge said, hi, I'm here. Okay, we can begin. Knowledge is here. We can begin. Look at that. Yeah, and actually just one street down, major flooding. I mean, cars stuck in the middle of the street, underwater. Like, I was like, that's just, I mean, literally the next street. Like, you can walk there in 2 minutes, 1 minute. It's that close. Big trees down and shit. And I'm like, okay, that's too close for comfort. And it was just like not even an hour-long rainstorm. So much flooding. Alrighty, so for anybody who is in the chat, if you want your chart read, I would need your digits. So if there's no digits, then we will do magical, mystical, metaphysical, because I'm all good with not reading charts. If nobody wants their chart read, it's not a problem. I enjoy talking about, mystical, magical, miraculous, metaphysical. Absolutely, 100%. People have stories. That's what we do on the other time, although we haven't been able to do that in quite a while because too many people. Yeah, just a lot of people looking for charts to be read. And all right, Christy, you're passing. Very good. That's how that's how it works. We go in order. The chat is the queue. Christy was first, but she's passing. So if you're in the queue and you're not going, you're just here to say hello, just to chit chat, whatever. Just say you're passing. That'll work. Birthday? Yeah, birthday's okay. I do, because this is astrology, so I do kind of prefer birthday with a birth time and a location as well. Yeah. All right, Christy's passing. Watkinson's passing. Yeah, Christy, after hearing your stories of being without water and power and stuff, I'm like, holy shit. I can't really say anything. I can't really say anything if we're down for. We were fortunate. It really wasn't. I don't think it was 12 hours. Maybe it was a little more than that. I don't know. You just stop counting. You're like, whatever, just go to bed and pray to God that it's on when you wake up. Dusty Blue says, greetings. What's going on, Dusty Blue? Yeah, I'm here for a little bit. Catching you twice. Hey, Gibson, how the hell are you doing? Catching you twice. I know. Wow, isn't that amazing? It's so good to have you here. Okay, Knowledge says born at 7:30 form. I would need an AM or a PM and a birth. Yeah, if you can get all the information on the same line, that usually helps a whole bunch. You follow? It's hot in Brooklyn. What is going on, Brooklyn? Man, I'd like to go there just for the pizza. Seriously. Oh, no, it's all good. This is how we learn. This is how we do it. When there's not a lot of people, it's not such a big deal, but you just never know. One minute you got a hand, you just never know. So yeah. Otherwise it gets a little insane trying to float around the damn chat up and down, piecing things together. And yeah, it's crazy enough as it is. Oh, you do have your stuff. Look at that. August 7th, 1980. Oh, look at that. 7:34 p.m. Okay. Well, you're the only one that has your digits in, so I guess that makes you first. Watkinson and Christy were passing. Yeah. All right, let's get your chart up here. Let me create this for you real quick. And Gibson, how's the weather by you? Hopefully not too insane. All right, let me get your chart. Let me get this on the screen real quick. That helps me a little bit. Focus on who we're at. Yeah, and once I look at a chart, folks, just so you know, I'm not looking back at the chat. I'm staring at the chart on a different screen. So, yeah, you won't be able to have a rapport in a back and forth with me. That is offered for people if they, gift the channel. Then they have the luxury, right? It's kind of like a specialty thing. Other than that, everyone gets a reading. We do speed readings. And the first one is going to be with knowledge. All right. August 7th. And 7:34 p.m. Oh, wow. Very close to the time on the screen. Okay. And not only that, but the fireworks, man. The cats, it really bothers them. Like Taffy wouldn't even leave the room. And I knew she'd want to leave because I'm burning cedar and sage and all this other stuff. And she's like, get me the hell out. So I had opened the door and she did not want to go. But she got up. I thought she was ready to leave. But she was very hesitant. Anybody with pets knows. Nobody likes that shit. Okay. So have you seen your chart before? Oh, Lord. Just so you guys know ahead of time, we'll see how this works. The last live stream, it wouldn't allow me to put charts on the damn screen. I was like, what? Really? And I have worked with it since then, and I have been able to do it. So I'm just giving a heads up. If it doesn't allow me, I'll still read. I just will be, you won't see the chart. But I like to show the charts because this is a learning community. I mean, that's really the foundation of what we do here. It's about understanding one's self by understanding one's chart. So let's see. We got you on the screen. Oh, Gibson said it's melting hot and humid. Oh, the attic apart. Oh, yeah. Flooded with thick heat. Oh, you need like well, what you need, you're going to be getting, right? You're going to be getting the hell out of there. You don't need to be in the attic apartment unless you, oh, hold on a minute. Let me experiment with this damn thing. Oh, I think it's going to work. Knowledge. It says that you are an Aquarius rising. That's what I've got coming on here. Your Aquarius rising, it's showing me. A Pisces moon. Interesting. August 7th. Oh, let's fix some stuff here. The stuff's, hold on. It didn't get your birth year. Hold on. It got it, but it didn't get it correctly. I thought I punched in 1980 and it gave me, oh, maybe my dyslexic ass did 0198. It's a very good possibility. It always is a little bit of an adventure. Okay, Aquarius rising at 7 degrees. August 7th, 1980, 7:34 p.m., Summers Point, New Jersey. All that sound correct? Let me check. Okay, so this gives you a Cancer moon, a Leo sun, Cancer moon, an Aquarius ascendant. Alrighty. Interesting setup in your 8th house, too. Scorpio at the midheaven at 27, the mind, deep knowledge. No wonder. No wonder. I'm just trying to see where this freaking. Hold on, I got to get to the YouTube channel. Did anybody put a thumbs up on the channel? I got to find the chat so I can read. Just make sure I got this right. If I can find this stuff. And then I'll begin reading. And once I begin reading, well, I'm stuck there. All right, hold on a second. We're going to get to your chart. I'm just trying to find the one where I can actually. Oh, we don't need to hear me. Cancer moon, yes. Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Very good. Okay, Gibson. I see you. We'll get to you, definitely. Yeah, we've just started. Christy said sounds complicated. What is it that sounds complicated? But we just started for anybody who has just come onto the scene, so we got time. Again, get your digits in the chat. Make sure that you get it all together on one comment if you can. That would be how I can read your chart. Birth time, birth date, birth city, birth state. These are speed readings. Unless somebody has the means and they send a channel gift, then I spend more time on the chart. With that said, okay, so knowledge, Cancer moon, home, family, day-to-day routines, work, health. Emotional well-being is a big deal. Mental health, a very big deal here. Mom energy, nurturing. You even have your Mercury in Cancer, same thing, big deal. Health, work, connections to health and well-being, physical health and well-being to emotional health and well-being. And the Uranian energy for you, considering your ascendant is that Aquarius stuff, very different, unique, something very unique about the way you look. Perhaps you even, this energy, usually these folks either look quite youthful or something about them looks older, wiser, like they're an authority figure, like a boss energy. Yours might have some depth to it, some deepness, some intensity even, but authentic, different, super unique, inventive energy. That is what that Aquarius, that Uranus energy in your Scorpio brings. It brings the depth. It brings the hidden to the surface, likely in a very shocking way, especially because it's at a Jupiter degree. Like, watch out. In the 9th house of beliefs and spirituality, philosophy on life. This can be quite prophetic energy as far as glimpses into the future, like lightning bolt and flashes. Just comes through. 8th house, that Libra stuff, deeply bonded energy. So change, deep, intense changes within relationships. So there has to be growth. If you don't see the growth, it's like over. And for some folks, they think constant change is that, well, that is growth. So if they don't see it, they're likely to move on. Now, the Leo energy in your 7th house, where your sun is, that's what lights you up and gives you your energy. That's where we come alive. That's how we get energized. Partnerships, relationships. This can be highly dramatic energy for the partners. So the interesting thing about that is that Leo stuff, that boss energy, that flair for color and originality and uniqueness, more creative stuff, because that creates like this fixed cross energy with the Aquarius and the Scorpio and the Taurus stuff. It creates these stressful angles, stress and tension with values, home, family, communications, maybe peers, siblings, neighbor, coworker. But the communication, but the energy up at the top, at that midheaven, that boss energy you have, that this is my long-term goal, career type thing, maybe even a vocation. It's about the seeking and the searching of the hidden, of whatever is buried. So it can be psychological, but it can also be the occult, right? Like hidden information, hidden knowledge. It doesn't have to be just about, the past and the deep psychosis type of stuff. It's unearthing energy. Unearthing energy. Literally. I'm always saying about Scorpio, they're like the super detectives of the Zodiac. And because you have it at the 27 degrees, that can be a teacher, that can be a writer, so like if you use your creative stuff, it can be about stuff that is intense, very intense energy. But power games, anything with power. That's, this is the psychological warfare energy is Scorpio. Like, yeah, if we got to go to the war, we want the Scorpios on our team. That's that kind of stuff. Your North Node is in your Leo, which is interesting, the 7th house. So that speaks about standing out, about the uniqueness, getting the spotlight, the stage. So again, this can speak about partnerships, professional partnerships as well, professional partnerships in terms of something creative professional partnerships. And Leo is a grand scope, can be entertainment, can be music, performative energy. At the 20 degrees, my friend, you have this at the Scorpio degree. Again, really intense, but whenever we talk about Scorpio stuff, it's really meaningful, deeply meaningful. It wants to change, it wants to evolve, it wants a healing to come about. Like that's strong here. So for partnerships, this would also add to what I started talking about, all that Libran energy about the change and change needing to be part of the relationships because you need to see and feel the growth happening, even if it's not like material, tangible type of stuff or necessarily a change in partnerships, although of course that can be a thing. But you want to be aware that people are not stuck, that they're changing and evolving. That's going to be that they're growing. Think of Leo energy where we want to we're watering our garden and we expect shit to grow. It better grow and it better produce fruit, damn it. Absolutely. Your work, this might be institutional insurance companies. It might be some of that energy. You have Saturn in Virgo energy. It's a nice trine to your Taurus energy you have over here. So that can be supportive. But I think your water energy is probably, oh, you even have this across. Okay, you have Hercules. So Hercules is about the, using the brute strength, but understanding the soul strength is actually the higher route, the better route to take, because I already know how to use my fists type of thing. Yeah, but communication comes up in teaching and writing, but uniqueness in the mind energy. So technology, this can be behind the scenes tech. Sometimes it shows up as, oh, I don't know, security, shit like that, online stuff. But it's with institutional and healing energy. So any big institutions of society, you have some strong energy there with the Mercury in a nice trine. But when somebody has that tech and that different stuff in the mind energy up at their midheaven for work and even travel there, right? But truth and freedom are going to be really big for you. Freedom in your work. Maybe you need to be your own boss, but if you can't be, then you got to have the freedom. You got to have some sense of independence, the ability to seek and search. It's all that Saggy stuff. This can be spiritual work. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to do spiritual work and get paid. I mean, but Saggy can be a whole lot of other things. These are this is the placement of publishing that truth, that knowledge, that wisdom, law, the justice, judicial system, that's all that energy. So whether it's judges in courtrooms, that's all that Saggy energy you have there. And even your Neptune comes to 20 degrees, another signature point for Scorpio energy of change, transformation, healing, ascending, the Phoenix rising type of energy. See how it's a beautiful trine to your the Mercury retrograde. I'm speaking like whatever. The North Node. I think I said the North Nerd. The North Node, 20 degrees and 20 degrees. So being independent, standing out, but generosity, acceptance, and truth, even prayer might be a thing, meditation. 11th house is the house of the angelic realm. You have Neptune there, holy moly. And even if it's not like angelic realm, it's the house where friends help us, where we have, friends in high places type of thing, where we can get the help when we need the help. So as far as that's concerned, this will be a pivotal year for you in that Jupiter is going through your house of relationships. And as Jupiter goes through the house of relationships, it can give us opportunities for personal partnerships and professional. And the teaching with Jupiter going through our 7th house of partnerships is do not get married, because it's presenting choices and options and opportunities. And just, yeah, it means you're at the buffet. That's what that means for partnerships. So it will be much better once Jupiter goes into Virgo, and you do have Jupiter and Virgo natally there in your 7th house. But once Jupiter gets there, your Jupiter will be making choices that are more practical and logical and not so stuck on the Leo energy, which is highly romanticized and fun. And all those things are important, but it's the Virgo stuff that if we can't do that together, if we can't do the plain mundane, stuff together, the doing laundry, the cleaning the house, the things that aren't so exciting, yeah, then yeah, those are the things we need for long term to make it happen, to make it work. All right, we're moving on. Let's see. Anybody else? It's all right. So Jesse Hood said, I'm passing. No problem. Gibson, I think you might be up next. I'm not seeing anybody. I think I saw somebody else's digits, but I think you're next. Yeah. Oh, we put digits in. Okay. Yeah. Dusty Blue. Yeah. Put your digits in. That's how all right, Dusty Blue, you'll be right after Gibson. Birth time, oh, you got him there. Oh, very good. Okay. All right, Gibson says, oh, you said something else. You were explaining, yeah, just a quickie. No problem. Not a problem. Got eviction notice for July. Tearing down the building. Charts show where temporarily stay until my children purchase a home. Yeah. That's what, ready to go, happy, painting, fatigued. Okay, let's get your chart up here. And let me see, Gibson. Oh, I didn't make it. Okay, so I'm going to do that right now for you. We're going to flip this to that other chart that I showed, that we talked about the last time you were here. Yeah, poor Taffy. She, the fireworks stuff just really messes her up. And it's not even just the fireworks, is that we had, every time it rained, it was with big lightning and thunder. And she just tries to bury herself. So far, she would dig a damn hole to China if she could, just to be out of earshot of it all. Okay, let's see if it worked. It did. Oh, yes. Thank you. Okay, so let me get that comment off there because it's blocking your whole screen. There you go. Okay, so we're taking a look for you're thinking then past. All right, so let me go to the last week of July real quick. Okay. Let me see what you got up here. All right, let me see what's over here. Okay, so okay, you got your Venus at 6. That's what I was looking for. Something in Earth over here. Okay. All righty. Let me make a change here. One more change. So this is, yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, so Venus training your Hygeia. Hygeia sits for you in this chart in your 5th house: children, fun, joy, creativity, romance. And Saturn is now. Okay, so Saturn in this chart, this is probably the moving time. Yeah, because I can't imagine you're waiting for the last day, but I could be wrong. In this chart anyway, there's a lot here in Pisces at 20 and 21. So Saturn is like it's serious time. This is our long-term plan, structure, order, organizing, restructuring, and it's in the third house. Third house of my neighborhood, coworkers, siblings, the house of busy, the house of my local community. And Pisces being there, you know how Pisces can be. Things can be a little fuzzy, like we're like uncertain. Things are changing. The lines, the boundaries are changing it. And that makes a lot of sense. The thing I'm going to make sure I mention to you, and I can't remember if I already mentioned this, but the Saturn will be on top of your Pandora's box at that time. Okay, so that just means that we're staying flexible because Pandora can be the can of worms. So, and I do feel like I've already said this to you, if you were staying with family, but see, this is in Pisces now, in this chart anyway. Let me see over there if it's at okay, so Jupiter's up there. Oh, look at that. The sun will be right there. Okay. And the wound energy, Chiron at 6, but the Jupiter's at 4 in this chart. Okay. I think you have, let me look real quick, 10 degrees, 21, 25. Yeah, I like that you have the strategist in the home right now. Pallas Athena will be in the house, which is property, which is also like the sticks and the bricks, my physical place where I'm going to live. She is the strategist, and that's a huge help. She is going to be okay. So she's going to be talking gives the, let me see here. This is Orius, Orius. This is one of the centaurs. And Orius is about seeing another perspective on my wounds. Wounds about home and family, right? Mom and nurturing energy. And the Pisces stuff can be a little wonky, right? It makes us feel uncertain. So it's just a matter of having faith. But knowing that she's going to be right here, that means that you literally can use your mind and kind of talk yourself through it because she's this creative thinker and strategizer. And I think that's going to be a big help. Now, as the days go on, let me back it up a little bit here. This literally shows us August 1st. And interesting. So again, there's a lot with partnerships on the second house of values, and there's long-term financial security here. We have Pluto, which is retrograding on that second house cusp line of values and money, but it's material and tangible stuff, okay? This tells me that it could be a similar structure, not like identical to where you're at, but as far as like maybe usually Capricorn is like a building, where there's multiple units. That's normally Capricorn, whether it's apartment buildings, condos, whatever, right? That's Capricorn. There's lots of compartments with it, with the Capricorn. And you have Juno partnerships right there, long-term partnerships, and Pluto right there. And let me see if we can see a timeline. Okay, so we see Neptune is going through the third house, but it was a nice little trine that you have going on. Dissolving old wounds, that'll be happening. Venus will be in the 9th house. We want material tangible. There goes Mars at 29. Mars will then move into... Okay, so this is showing like August 2nd, like on a Sunday. We have Mars and Mercury together in the Gemini energy of partnership stuff. So this definitely speaks to, I have housemates, I have roommates, I'm busy. There's a lot of this going on. So even if they literally aren't like next door to you, like in another unit. They could absolutely be housemate type of energy. Because partnerships show flexibility in the 7th house. And we have to, like, communication is amped up, but also contracts. This is also contracts and sales in your 7th house here with this chart. So this is, I think, optimistic. Let me see if I have. Sirius is right there on that partnership energy at 2 degrees. Oh, I like that. Well, maybe this is something more serious for you. Maybe this is something more permanent as opposed to bebopping in and out. So I don't know if it's literally property, because this would be some stress and tension to the 3rd house stuff of community, but then it can be really wonderful. It could be a nice trine, or I'm sorry, nice beneficial cooperative energy. That's what I'm trying to say. It can be nice cooperative energy to some of the stuff you have in your 4th house of property, of land. But again, because you have Capricorn here, this looks like something tangible, material. And Capricorn doesn't have to just simply be apartment building type of energy. It has to be something that's, knock on wood, something I can see, something I can hold, even though you can't hold a deed to a home. Or I'm sorry, you can't hold the house. You can hold the deed to the house in your hand type of thing. But it's about a long-term commitment, a solid long-term commitment. It's very serious energy. So the only thing I will give you, the last thing I think is this Uranus energy. It's going to take some time, but it is squaring. It is squaring your own Uranus energy. You follow? It's this Uranus down here in Taurus, and it's throwing square stress and tension to the Uranus up here in Leo, right? The children energy, but authority figure energy, and it's a new beginning because it's at that 13 degrees. So there is some stress and tension there. But again, you're saved by your Pallas Athena. Pallas Athena comes up big for you because in this chart, she's right here at the same degree as your Uranus. So there's some stress and tension, but you have the ability to have just a super creative way, thinking outside of the box type of energy, getting ideas, but being able to strategize creatively. And this would be with the bonded energy, deep bonded energy, whether it's the children, energetic bonds, people that we just have even financial bonds with. Okay, this is all connected. So you see, there's a big connection here that's being activated. And the activation, it looks like, doesn't begin. I mean, it's happening, but it becomes more serious once we're like August 9th hits. That clicks to 11. And so it gets within 2 degrees of your Uranus and 2 degrees of this Pallas Athena. So that tells me like there's contact, something's going on here. And finances, of course, and money is requires networking, requires lots of talking, communication, lots of back and forth. Because options, 7th house, this is what this is. All the Gemini looking for options, lots of different options, and the partnerships that you have built around that. The good thing is that Venus is in the 9th house of communication, but it's in Virgo, which means it's smart Venus energy for you. So that I think is wonderful to see, because it's we need somebody who's a practical thinker, who's looking for the day-to-day stuff, the stuff that I need my basics. They have to be taken really well care of, right? You don't want some crazy setup. So your Venus energy, literally from August 2nd and on, August 2nd to August 9th, you have a nice Venus trining Venus in your chart, in this chart, Venus trining Venus. And for you, that's a big deal, because Venus in this chart is considered your great benefic. So it looks like you definitely have something happening here, something working for you. And because it's in Earth with the Venus stuff, that's very grounding energy. It's more tangible, more material, more, okay, we're going to, it's just energy where, yeah, it's more reliable. It's more reliable, than fantasy and talking and dreaming. It's getting the work done. And that Venus will hit your midheaven, Gibson. I just want to make sure, because you sent a channel gift, so I want to make sure I give this to you. Like August 19th, that week, August 19th, 20th, 21st, that Venus will be touching your midheaven, like your long-term goals, the domestic, practical, tangible stuff. That's when she touches your midheaven. So because she's your, she's the planet that's going to bring you the gifts. Hopefully she produces sooner rather than later for you there. But at the midheaven, yeah, we usually have some recognition and it aligns with our goals. And it's about long-term financial security. And yours, it's domestic because it's Virgo. Okay, so that looks optimistic. Not that it's perfectly smooth, of course, because that's just life. So good luck on that. My youngest is organizing this, working with all the other children. Oh, good. It does feel so behind the scenes. Okay, it's not for me to be there. I'm just to receive. Oh, you're welcome. Okay. Good, good, good. All right. Good. Well, there's a lot of communication going on, that's for sure. Let me see who. I think it was Dusty Blue. Right? Wasn't Dusty Blue? Dusty Blue, are you still here? Did you get all your digits in on the chat in one line? I think you did. Let me see if I can find them. We'll get you back. We'll get your chart on this. We'll draw it up for you. I'm like, I saw it before. There it is. Okay, so let's create a chart for you, Dusty Blue. I don't think you've been here before. Oh, I see. I did that. Okay. And you have the time. That's fantastic. And for anybody who doesn't have your birth time, just make sure you let me know that it's like, don't make one up. Just tell me I don't have my birth time. It won't be as accurate, but you can still get quite a bit of information. Okay. Got to double check my digits, make sure I'm not doing stuff backwards. 12:24 a.m. And anybody else? I've heard from so many people talking about car problems and communication stuff with the Mercury retrograde, but definitely car stuff. Transportation, local stuff. Okay, so Dusty Blue, have you seen your chart before? Okay, so this is what I have. Let me see if we can get this up here. Let's see. Woohoo, Dusty Blue, here you go. Oh, Dusty Blue's on the 3rd floor. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, I'm so sorry for you people on the 3rd floors in the summer months. All right, so once I start looking at that chart, I will not see the chat, just so you know. So Gibson, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate the gift. Thank you, as always. So hey there, could you okay, let me see, where am I at? Um, yeah, Dusty Blue. Okay, I'm hopefully end of August, a new chapter, being closer to brother and his family in Georgia. I hope my mobile kids art party business takes off. Ooh, I like that idea. That's a good idea. Well, good luck to you. I hope it does take off. Is that what you want me to look at? I haven't seen your chart before, so I do have to spend time just looking at your basic chart. Yeah, if you put digits in and you have something real quick you want me to take a peek at, yeah, just give me a couple of words of what you want me to take. Because once I leave the chat and I'm staring and reading the chart, I'm not going back to the chat unless, the only people who get to have a rapport are people who leave a gift, and then they can come on literally and we can talk while I'm going through their stuff. Because it takes more time once someone gets on the screen. So Dusty Blue, this chart for you. Did you tell me if you saw your chart before? That's what I was looking for. I have a Capricorn rising. I have a Scorpio moon. Okay. Taurus sun at 6, conjunct Jupiter. Okay. Mercury at 7, but it's ahead of your sun. And it's a retrograde Mercury. Okay. That's a big benefit. Anytime somebody has Mercury in Taurus, having it ahead of the sun and having it in a retrograde is a big benefit. I mean, I realize it comes with its own set of challenges, but Mercury in Taurus, that can be a difficult energy to deal with. So Dusty Blue, is this you? You're Capricorn rising, 21. You're Scorpio moon. You recognize that? That's you? Oh, great. Thank you for answering. I just had to check to make sure because I can't stand reading a chart that's not somebody's. I'm like, what a waste. All right. So with this, okay, your North Node is in Cancer. Oh, interesting, especially with what you just said, because this talks about home, family, children, nurturing. It's got like this, this this nice family projects, tasks, like kind of vibe to it for sure. And this also has the talking, writing, business and sales and selling. It's fun energy. It's fun energy. It likes to switch things up. It's about being in my local community, my local neighborhood. Interesting. I mean, this is an exact trine to your second house cusp line, and you have Saturn there. So if this is not a slam dunk, I don't know what the hell would be. I mean, because look, right? North Node at 3. Jupiter in Taurus at 3. Saturn at 3. This is that mini trine. You have the mini trine that we all have up in the sky right now with the big, slower moving planets, with the Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto energy. But you have it with your North Node and your Saturn, a nice trine, and you have Jupiter right in the center, which is artistic and creative energy. This is using art. It can be with anything, though. With Taurus, earth, and food. I mean, it's just a matter of how you want to use your creativity. But fun. And Jupiter brings joy and likes to give and can be generous, can get overconfident, can be great vocalist as well. In some way, right? In some sort of kind of way. You even have a retrograding Mercury in Taurus, and that's because Mercury is also the communicator. And you got your fun Aries energy down here, and, well, you got energy that would probably I was just about to say last all day. However, your Mars is in a big T-square with your ascendant and your descendant, so you might find that there are times when your energy comes and goes, where it might not be as long-lasting as you would like. It might be more like bursts, sporadic bursts of energy. Mars in Aries can be quite impatient, but if it's disciplined, which 22 degrees is a good degree for discipline in Aries energy. So when I see charts like this, holy shit, I'm just like, okay, this is, yeah, do what you got to do. The number 3 is such a big deal in your chart. It's crazy. Talking and communication and the mind is huge in your chart. Writing. It just comes up. Your Pallas Athena is at 3. Big ideas, inspiring ideas, philosophy on life with career, goal, vocation, spirituality can definitely be part of it. A sense of service, even, but even prophetic, sagey kind of energy, seeking truth and freedom. I mean, you've got this 3-degree thing. It's funny because when you first look at a chart like this, it's like, oh, but then when I'm seeing all these 3s that are showing up, karmic energy at the Scorpio frickin' degree. Wow. So depth, there should be something that's deeply meaningful as far as building for the long term. It should be more of like legacy energy, not so much. I mean, it can be about like what I leave behind, but what you leave behind should be deeply meaningful. You follow? It's not like I'm giving my kids my, I don't know, my rare stamp collection or all my gold coins or all my property or my billions of dollars or whatever, right? This is more about depth. This is more about soul energy. This is more about healing, change, transformation. You have hospital energy, and well, that's interesting, yeah, because it would be down here too. So institutional energy, but because healing comes up and psychology, deep psychology, another person, right? If this is your chart, another person with Scorpio at the midheaven, like, wow. But uh, just remember the intensity of the Scorpio stuff and the change and your moon being there. And it's even at a creative degree. The moon, how I feel emotionally secure, satisfied, and safe. You have a freaking moon in Scorpio. So I love this. It enhances even more doing that deep work. But this can be really psychic energy too. And especially you have Neptune, like higher intuitions that come through. You're intuitive and working with the public. I hear working with the public, the moon on your midheaven. Absolutely. But as far as what kind of work you do, you even have Uranus at 6 degrees in Virgo. Like I'm the boss. Solo, independent work, independent work. Yeah, literally. But again, Virgo energy, it has to do with health as well. How can I do something deeply meaningful with this? Something different, something that can be about surprises and group energy. So I don't know if you've already started this, but please do it and please report back. I would love to hear how this turns out, especially with a chart like this. It was almost, yeah, it's just a matter of how do you wanted to use this. But I love that it's got the depth attached to it, the Scorpio depth. I really love that because it's, again, deeply meaningful. There's a purpose, and it shouldn't be just, it's not just about the dollars. It's not just, it's about knowing that art, creativity, joy, laughter, like all that stuff, and feeling like a kid again, all that stuff, there's a lot of power there, and it can be healing. Yeah. I'm really loving this for you. the objects just in the basic chart. You just have a lot of fire energy, and you have a very strong water trine. It's really supportive. And when we mix and you have some good stuff with the earth, and when we mix those things together, it creates some strong support. But, retrograding Mercury in Taurus, yeah, lots of ideas of different ways to make money. How to market this, how to market myself, how to sell it, how to talk about it or talking about it. Yeah, but even partnerships, your Mercury's at the partnership degree. So that's actually, it's good. It can be tricky, of course, because it doesn't want to turn off, right? But you even have a nice trine to that with Sirius and Capricorn. So it's really focused on this nurturing thing. And yeah, it brings it down, it grounds it. It makes it, well, it helps to manifest the shit. That's what it does. That's what the earth stuff is. It helps us to bring it to the 3D realm. Very nice. All right. Well, I like that for you. I like that for you a lot. Oh, creative fun. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Okay. Parents' house. That makes sense. Very good. Okay. I'm glad this makes sense for you. And like I said, I can't imagine it wouldn't work out. But the only thing I would be cautious, well, always there's caution, especially, Jupiter is is going to be in an exact opposition to your Jupiter because we got Jupiter. I said opposition, square, sorry. It's squaring. It's a Jupiter in the Leo energy. And so it's squaring your Jupiter. Now, a Jupiter square Jupiter is actually like a good thing. I would just caution for like over the top dramatics or over the top confidence, pride, and ego. You follow? That's it. And the Aries impatient stuff. But again, you got that Mars degree. So I'm not too concerned. Or you got the Saturn degree. I'm not too concerned. Okay, so who was next? Let me get scrolling through here. See, we got some other names. Let's get moving on. Again, these are speed readings. If I take longer on some of them, it's because people have left a gift for the channel. And that's how the channel works. We gift people back through time on their charts if you send a gift to the channel. It's only fair. And if anybody has any ideas, I've been throwing around some other ideas that I might like take the names that show up in a chat, um, and then throw the names, not literally into a hat, but that kind of a thing where we throw all the names into a hat. And then I pull that name or get that name, and that person would then get like a longer reading. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really good at figuring like that those kinds of things out, so I'm not good at that shit. If anybody has ideas, just put them down. If anybody cares to share, I'd appreciate it. So let me move on. Is it too late to join the queue? No, it's not. Singing giraffe. Ooh, keep on singing giraffe. It's not too late. Bring it on. Let me move this damn thing closer. I hope the whole thing doesn't fall. That'd be a hot mess. Oh, I keep thinking the fireworks are over. It ain't even dark out yet. Renee, how are you, Renee? Renee Maxfield, hello. Love is the answer today. Hi there. Interpret my chart. I could if you leave me your digits. If you don't, we'll scroll on. Sent the Venmo, got it. Singing giraffe. Here we go. Okay, let me find out for sure who was next, though. We go in order here. And next one up, that was Dusty Blue. So after Dusty Blue, the next one in the queue is do you have time? Melissa Recker, you were next, but You wanted to know if we have more time, and I said we have more time, so hopefully you're still here, but I would need digits, and if I don't see digits and it's your next, I just go to the next name. You follow? I need a name with digits. Okay, we did knowledge. Okay, how about Heather? Heather, are you here? Heather Shepherd, Middleton, Ohio, 7:30 a.m. Yes, thank you. I need all those digits. Are you here, Heather? It's your turn. Your name is on the screen. I need to see an answer in the queue. I'm going to give you a little bit of going once, going twice, and then we go on to the next name to quickly respond that you're here. If not, sometimes people got to use the bathroom. Many times people, they don't have the patience, so they leave. That's okay. But don't expect me to have the patience, okay? Just saying. Oh, being an adoptee, 3 has always been spiritual. I found both biological parents through synchronicity. Through synchronicity? Oh, we would want to hear your story when we do an episode of mystical, metaphysical, miraculous miracles type of thing. Magical, mystical, metaphysical. Because the synchronicities, both through synchronicities. I'd say that's a story I'd like to hear one day. Knowledge said I'm definitely into psychology, philosophy, and psychical fitness. Psychical fitness. I haven't heard those 2 words put together before. Interesting. You'll have to let us know what that is. All right. So I don't see a response from Heather Shepherd. Hey, Kels, I see you. Kels Stockton, so excited. I know, right? How are you doing? How's your weather? Heather even said relationship and career. Oh, Heather was pretty ambitious here. She said she wants a relationship career for 2026 into 2027. Aw. All right. Well, let me see. Oh, Heather is here. Look at that. See, you can't rely on the damn phone. I'm staring at my phone and I don't see you. I look over here and there you are. Look at that. Okay. Not a problem. Heather said, I'm waiting. Okay, great. She responded quickly. I just didn't see you. All right, let me get your chart drawn up. And we'll look at love. Sound good? All right, let me create this chart for you. I'm over here babbling. Heather's like, I'm here. Yeah, technology has just been playing tricks on me as of late. Okay. And we have November 14th, 1971. All righty. God, am I crazy dyslexic shit? I swear we're in the Mercury retrograde. Man, it just gets... And you have a 7:30 a.m. Very good. Middletown. Let me make sure I spell this stuff right. Oh, now the software wants to play games with me. Middletown, Ohio. Yeah, it was trying to tell me Middletown, New York. They need to do an update on this shit, I think. Have you seen your chart before, Heather? There you are. This is you. If this is you, this shows me you are a Scorpio on your ascendant at 29 degrees, a Virgo at the midheaven. Interesting. Another Virgo midheaven. You have your moon. Libra moon. right there. Moon in Libra at 12. Professional partnerships. Okay. In for the long haul, huh? But you do have Pluto conjunct partnerships here as well. Oops. Well, Pluto expects growth and change. And if it doesn't get it, then we usually witness a lot of change. Holy hell, number 11. Is this really you? Wow. That's a sextile to your moon. Wow. You have Mercury, Jupiter, and Venus all at 11. Is this really your chart? Damn. Okay. So, well, according to this, you have a 0 degree second house cusp line as well. Capricorn at 0. Wow. That's 0. Initiation point can be extreme energy, authority, boss energy, like the goat is in terms of values and money and income, work, career. Pretty strong energy there. A lot of earth, a lot of strong earthy stuff. So having all this fire here, spirituality, freedom, justice. Yeah. Freedom of my beliefs, freedom of religion, and very different, unconventional, unique, but man, independent energy is strong. Holy shit. That is strong. See, at 11 degrees and even the Jupiter, I mean, the 11, think of Uranus energy. It is group energy, but it is so unconventional. It is so, like, okay, really eclectic and just edgy and rebelliousness. Because if I don't get to break free, right, this is an energy that's like, I need to be in a goddamn rocket and, technology, inventions. But yeah, tech's big with this. And you have 11 in a lot of ways, too. Even your freaking Isis is at 11 in Aries, connected to fiery, pissed off Eris in the 4th house of home. Ooh, home, family, and mom energy. Watch out. It's in a strong opposition with the moon. Ooh, ouch. That can be difficult. And Chiron's not far away, the deep wounds. Home, property, family, but freedom and independence. Leadership, possibly. Might be some ego and pride here, narcissistic type of energy. It doesn't have to necessarily be all about you, although that's what Aries typically wants, the freedom. And when it's young, it is all about itself. And Aries energy just takes a while to grow up. This is for all of us. It's just the reality. But fired up emotions, very optimistic energy in terms of emotions. So that can be good. But yeah, the number 11, whew, it's like, watch out. All that fire at that 11 degrees, someone's going to get burnt. All right, so we're looking for love. I just had to get a good understanding. You have Saturn in your 7th house. Okay, what this says, it's a retrograding Saturn. 7th house is the partnership energy. So when we're looking for love, that means I'm not looking for just the quickie, fast stuff. I'm looking for the long-term stuff, right? Unless that's not, I mean, you have Saturn in the 7th. That's what it says. We're getting together for the long haul. Although this energy wants options, it likes variety. Saturn also represents possibly somebody that's older, more mature. Even if they're not chronologically older, there's something about them that's older. And that's who your partner. Now, it also creates delays. Saturn says, I'm going to make you wait. I can create these long-term delays, meaning that's just the way Saturn takes. Sometimes, yeah, longer than we care to admit. Saturn energy in partnerships. Remember, the Gemini energy, talking and communication is important. And because it's a retrograde, this whole partnership thing, you see this square with Mars? It's an almost exact square. This can be a bit of a challenge if this Mars energy, which is in your 3rd house of talking and communication, this is the emotions. So this can be a mixed bag. There can be times where there can be confusion. Luckily, you have some Aquarian energy here, especially your North Node right on your mind, 3rd house, cusp line. Fast mind, real quick, high intellect. This is the mind of the scientist, literally. Doctors and science energy, astrologers, like this is this right here. When you mix Uranus and Aquarius, and you even have the deep, the soul energy combined with this. Where the hell were you born? Ohio. Wow, this is a fascinating chart. Wow. So the Saturn, let me get back to the Saturn. Focusing on this, it speaks to, I've done this before, because Saturn can be heavy and filled with duty and responsibility. And so this tells me then that talking and communication, especially in partnerships, that it can feel like pulling teeth, like work for real. And I don't know if this Mars might make this a little bit more complicated. It might add a little bit more stress and tension than you need there. The Saturn also, because it's a retrograde, speaks that this isn't the first time around living a life with this sort of a challenge in relationships. And that would add to it feeling heavy. At least this is what all the people who have a Saturn retrograde in their chart say, that they really feel like they've done this before. It's just so heavy. It's like, oh God, really? Are we still doing this shit? Am I still living this? So a lot of this can be literally by the words that are spoken, because it's that 3 degree of words. What I do like is you have a nice trine, though. You have a Juno connected to your Pluto, and it's a nice trine to the Saturn. It's very serious energy. Very serious. It's really focused on the long term. So with that said, let's go real quick for you and see if we can let me pop to this other one. I'm doing some weird stuff, but that's okay. It's going to be all right. We're going to match the chart that's on the screen. So Mars just passed. Okay. Oh, okay. All right, so we're going to move this up a little bit. It looks like something exciting and new may be coming, and it is in the place of relationships. I'm just going to, okay, and it starts retrograding at 11. Oh, of course it does. Of course it starts retrograding at 11. Of course, because that's the big deal in your freaking chart. All right, so here's the way the astrology would be reading for this right now. If you're currently in a relationship, you're looking to spice it up. If you're not in a relation, or you're looking to break free, right? Either spice it up or because you want something unconventional, new and different. If it's not going to get spiced up, and if that can't happen, then you're definitely looking to make a change, and you're looking possibly for the break free, breakaway energy. And yeah, you even have Pluto connecting to your Saturn, which speaks about changing my long-term goals and the structure within relationships, and maybe rethinking. Maybe there was people that you were like, I would never go for that. I would never, like they're not my type of energy. Because we have Chiron and Taurus, you might be rethinking about what your type is. But the 10 degrees, you're kind of in this energy right now. You're already in it. Literally, you have Mars and Uranus together, and they're on your Saturn, and they're being trined by this Pluto over here. And it's in the house of love and values. So it's a nice trine. And you even have the, let me see if I move this forward a little bit for you. I think that if you can maybe expect, even if it's not something that shows up immediately, September. September shows whether you're, reaching outside of the normal parameters for you, like the comfort zone for a relationship. That's what Uranus will bring. Unconventional love, unconventional desires, unconventional, partnerships. It can also be through a friend because it's group energy and friendship energy here that pops up. It's a possibility, but it is going to be, what you make of it. And let me see how far this goes, if it goes back real quick here for you. I just want to see if it stays in your 7th house. It does. Okay. And so you're going to have this Uranus energy, which has you considering something or someone you wouldn't have considered before. You have this energy working with you all the way to like the first part of February because it's retrograding. So we internalize that energy. So you have that, I'm considering somebody else. I'm considering different. But this can also be, it can also be where I'm kind of sampling. I'm just saying, it is talking to your Saturn and Pluto. So maybe you're realizing maybe there's some of that you need. Maybe you need to sit at the buffet for a while. And maybe that's what you'll be doing. Okay. But Uranus going through the 7th house gives you those opportunities. And going over your natal Saturn is delays. It just is. And so with it there, it just says you're still working. You're still working on what you want in partnerships. You're still figuring, you're redefining that. How's that? Okay. All right. So who is next? We're going to move on. Let me see. Venus and Jupiter at 18. Yeah. Also because Saturn's showing up strongly for like the next, where are we at? We're in the 7th month. Yeah. For the next 5-6 months, Saturn is still showing up strongly, which again creates those slowdowns and delays. So just have fun, if nothing else, and learn. Just take it as homework. Yes, you are welcome. All right, so if anybody is here looking for a reading, I do the speed readings. If you want a longer reading, you can send a gift to the channel. If you go to the details below the live stream, the payment apps, Cash App, Venmo, I think I might even have, you can always send something there if you want. And then for those people, you get a longer reading. Okay, Singing Giraffe. Are you here, Singing Giraffe? Did you give me your digits? I see you sent a channel gift. Is Singing Giraffe here? Hey, Zazu, I see you. I didn't see you. Pass to the next person, please. I'm just here to listen. Hey, Zazu. Good to see you. So Zazu, I know you're all paid up for next week, but next week you'll just be getting the recording then, right? For the next Saturday's class, just so that I'm sure real quick here. Is the giraffe here? The singing giraffe? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I didn't go in order, but you sent a channel gift, and I want to take care of that right now. Oh, anybody who shows up, it's never too late, unless, of course, I'm saying goodnight. then it's too late. Hey, singing giraffe, where are you? Oh, good. It's your turn. I know, Gibson, right? When I saw that name, I'm like, oh, I love that. Singing giraffe. Thank you for the channel gift, and let's get your digits up here. And we have December 10th, 1990. December 10th, 1990, 10:26 a.m. in Washington. Oops. Yeah. I don't know what the software has got with. They won't give me anyway. Okay, finally, thank you. Okay, singing giraffe. Have you seen your chart before? And I don't know, did you have you sent a gift? Did you attach a question or a thing you wanted me to focus on? Okay, I don't see it there. Maybe you have it in the chat. Oh my God, Gibson knows the date. You know the date, December 10th, 1990? Holy shit. Talk about bringing your Virgo qualities. You sound just like one of my housemates. Someone says a date and she's like, oh yeah, this is, and I'm like, holy shit, really? Okay, I've never had a professional. Okay, that's fine. Something for love or career would be great. Okay, that gives me a place to focus. And okay. So I got to make sure this is you. If you've seen your chart before, right? This is a Capricorn rising, December 10th, 1990, 10:26 a.m. Washington, D.C. Why does it say Washington Courthouse? I don't know, but it does have D.C. there. Washington. Do you know if you're a Capricorn rising at 26 and a moon, Libra moon at 6 degrees? That's what I have here. Wow. Got the nodes on your ascendant if this is you. Ooh, Mars at 0 in Gemini. Huh. Let's see. That sound about right? Oh, well. A baptism of the Holy Spirit. Holy shit. You're going to have to share that sometimes, Gibson. I would love to hear about that. That'd be our mystical, magical, metaphysical, miraculous experiences. Some readers say Happy Rising, others say Aquarius. Do you know about your moon? Who knows? Libra moon, yep. Okay. Okay, well, this particular chart shows 26 degrees on the ascendant. This is important. That's why we have the birth time is what nails that down, I should say, with a north node right there. And you even have Saturn there. So if this is you, this is Saturn in the 12th house, though. So career and hidden delays. Aha. You see, you have Saturn. Saturn makes us wait a long time. That's what Saturn does. And it's in the career energy. Now, when a person has Capricorn in the 12th, this can be I work for institutional energy, for corporations, for big entity type of energy. Okay. Capricorn's very structured, organized. It's boss energy, which means you could have that boss energy. Your Uranus suggests technology for sure. You have Mercury and Uranus together here. More boss energy as well. You could be a writer, code, or some other, I don't know enough about tech to talk about it in those ways, but you see these two are together. Interesting, though, you have them at a deeply psychological degree, or hidden information, hidden knowledge, esoteric, even soul energy. Really kind of fascinating. But you even have Neptune here. So this can totally have to do with the healing industry, whether it's hospitals or some sort of a healing institutional type of whatever, that's all changing and evolving as we speak. I have a big group of people from Canada that come through here and watch, and they're always talking about, God, just like their health industry there. And oh my God, the United States is sickly and poorly. And oh my God. I mean, they even do like the Reiki in the hospitals there. And here we're like, anyway. So Neptune gives you great understanding. Now, this would be creative energy. 12th house is really creative. It can be highly spiritual, but this is where your Capricorn is. So Capricorn is your career energy. So it can make things seem a little blurry and confused. However, here we go yet again, guys. Look at this. Another chart with freaking Scorpio at the midheaven tonight. Another one. So this is the deeply psychological. Holy shit, you got Pluto there if this is you. Psychology, deeply psychological. These are the super detectives of the Zodiac. Researchers. This is also healing energy. This can be the healing intuitives and stuff like that. Medical intuition or whatnot. But these are the deep diggers. These are the excavators. They drill, they dig. This can be for gold, for oil. I mean, precious metals. This can be rare earth minerals. Like this is what you have at your midheaven. Now, because it's Scorpio energy and Pluto is right there, it has to be something that is deeply meaningful. There's none of this. Yeah, there's such soul depth to this. It's got this authority figure, boss, but the Pluto being there says, but I am the supreme boss. There's a lot of power here. Now, with that said, it's a combination of, and that might be where the catch is, where the hang up is, or the hang up's the wrong word. It's like I'm being shown like a power, like a battle. It's an inner battle because it's a battle of soul versus personality. But with Pluto, this is soul energy. Absolutely. It doesn't have time for that pissy ass personality stuff. But that's where it gets difficult because our personality is like, oh, but I want to do this, especially since, if this is your chart, you have a 0 degrees Mars in Gemini, and Gemini is the mind energy. Okay. And Mars is definitely a lot about the ego and the personality in Gemini. Lots of ideas, scattered brained, jack of all trades, master of nothing type of thing. But it can be all over the place and have us scattered. And, it can be very fun energy, but this is also the energy of the writer. So whether we're writing out my emotions, Mars can be very inspiring, actually. Mars at 0 in Gemini, writing energy. So there's a lot of creative writing even, and you even have a degree that this is exactly this 12, creative writing in Gemini, creative speaking, whether it's screenplays, movies, whatever the hell, make believe, but play and pretend. Can even be sound and music and poetry. There can be some of that. This is that chart where you kind of have to make a decision. You have to decide. And maybe you feel scattered having to make that decision, or pulled. Maybe that's really the like, can I do both type of thing. But the soul energy comes up pretty strongly here. The public and the moon and the emotions is also strong as well. You have a node. Your nodes are working with the public. So whether that's in a creative way, because you have it in partnerships in your 7th house, but again, that can be working one-on-one with the public in some way. That's just like me working here. I'm working with the public. But if somebody, says, hey, I want a private reading, then I'm one-on-one. So it can be like that because you got it at the 28 degrees south node. Very nurturing energy. Like this is one of your superpowers. Home, empathy, empathic. This is also partnership energy for you. Okay, so personal and professional. And you have Jupiter in your 7th house of opportunities. Jupiter brings lots of opportunities. So this is career and love. It's both. Partnerships, professional partnerships, but also personal partnerships, who I'm going to commit to. You have Juno and Jupiter. Juno and Jupiter were husband and wife. They trine in your chart together, and that's connected to your sun. Interesting. And that's at the Virgo degree. So the details and the health, the projects, the tasks, spirituality comes up. And that would be what kind of recharges your battery. And that's in the house of friends. That's in the placement of, I have friends in high places, the angelic realm. I can say that for this chart. In the 11th house, and your Venus at 27. So that is your love language. Your Venus at 27. Talking and communication, big ideas, but freedom is huge. And independence is huge. So that's probably absolutely going to have to be part for you to be happy in terms of relationships, but also in professional partnerships. A certain amount of established freedom would have to be part of, whether it's leadership role or, just moments where I get to work solo. Talking, communication, voice, vocals, singing, we've got down here with Taurus in the 3rd. That's the house of communication. Again, this is social media, but it's anything online. Writing comes up again. Beautiful words, beautiful sounds. So let me see something really quick. That's Jupiter. Yeah, that's partnership energy. Jupiter is your great benefic. So you should have lots of opportunities for relationships, personal and professional. Now, with all that said, let me go check some transits for you since Venus is in your, now the singing giraffe, I don't know for partnerships, if you're looking for masculine or feminine energy, but you will have Venus touching in with Jupiter in your chart. You follow? So when Venus and Jupiter meet, like that's husband and wife energy, right? Venus is when she's, oh, hold on a second. That's Venus in the other software. You know what? Let me do that for you. Let me flip this over to the other one just to give you a peek. To give me a peek too, so that we can. Okay. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh. This looks very beneficial. This can be cha-ching. This can also be love. Because with a chart like this, for a lot of folks, but definitely for yours, like the love and the money area, it's like they come hand in hand. Because you got Libra at your midheaven in this chart. You also have Jupiter in the 7th house in this chart as well. But you're gonna have Venus, the love energy, like this week, touching in and talking with Jupiter, with vertex, faded energy, which means you can meet somebody. And it's going to be a Venus training your own Venus too. Interesting. Okay. Again, opportunities. This can be within social circles and friends. Venus trine Venus could just be all about being, very friendly and very social on that day. Venus usually likes to bring gifts. So maybe you're gift giving, maybe there's a partner that brings you gifts, but it may be a little bit of recognition because it's Venus in Leo energy touching the vertex point in partnerships. But this can be the professional partnerships, okay, as well. And that's a pretty quick energy, just so we're clear on that. That's pretty quick. But your great benefic is this Jupiter. And see, this Jupiter here is going to line up. So the timeline on that, actually, you already have Jupiter sitting right here on your south node. So this speaks to either you had a recent release in a partnership, or kind of like an old partnership that came back, something from the past, or maybe there was something that was semblance, like there was like it was familiar to a partnership from the past. Looks like it was probably romantic, possibly, but somehow children can be involved here too, because it's Cancer energy, family energy. But Jupiter is really focused on the future, and it's thinking about the future, and it's trying to make plans for the future. And it's going to touch your Jupiter. So you're having a Jupiter return, according to this chart. And let me look at my calculations, just how beneficial this will be. Oh, this can be work related. Cha-ching. Because it'll be training your Saturn. Now, Saturn usually can bring restrictions and slowdowns, but it's a Jupiter on top of your Jupiter training Saturn. So definitely there can be some rewards and recognition here, which sounds good to me. As far as partnerships and the work, there is a Hygeia which talks about the health of something. So the health of the emotions of my partner, family. You want people who are going to be feeling familiar, almost like their ethnicity or ancestry, that there's going to be some sort of a foundational bond there that has to do with the past and childhood. Or again, maybe they're from the same country or something, like the ancestry stuff. Some similarity there can be there. But that Hygeia gives us a report card on it. And your Jupiter is at the relationship degree. You follow? So at the relationship degree, this means this is a big focus on that. And I think there's a lot of support, especially if you're looking for something that's long-term, meaning we're not playing games. We're all adults here and we want long-term stuff. Right? We're in it It's who we're willing to commit to and what we're willing to commit to anytime Saturn gets present. So, with that said, there will be communication. There might be some tricky communication. There might be some difficulties in as far as Aries energy being feisty and a little fired up, because Jupiter will trigger this wound that you have here at this time. Oh, this is August. I'm sorry. I don't know if I told you that. So this literally is like August 20th and on. You have the Jupiter return starting to get activated. Okay. And you'll probably notice it a week or two before, actually, too. Jupiter's not super fast, but the Hygeia is going to be here, and she's the one who talks about these wounds. Wounds about my thoughts, my thinking, but this is coworkers and peers, neighbors and siblings. But romantic partner comes up again here because it's coming up by degree. So the stress and the tension is square energy, all right? And that is what happens with the Jupiter. But again, because it's your great benefic, I think that it can be an optimistic time. And it brings opportunities. And I'm going to give you the same information I gave the last person of what the teaching is when we have Jupiter going through our 7th house. It's definitely not a time for marriage. It's more of a time to we're testing the waters and we're seeing who's qualified for the long-term commitment. Am I qualified for the long-term commitment? You know, we're because Jupiter just brings us lots of options. So we're sampling a lot. You follow? So it looks like you're going to be busy. Yeah, it looks like you'll be busy. Jupiter will absolutely. And Jupiter can be teacher type of energy, but also opportunities for publishing. Because if you're talking work energy, this can give you great opportunities for publishing. I'm just saying, just throwing that in there. So, yeah. I'm hoping that this helps and gives you a little something to look forward to. Yeah, in this other chart, just so you know, where is it? In this other chart, your moon is in Virgo, and it's at the Pisces degree, which means perfection, big time. Okay. And at Virgo, this can be tricky. It can be tricky because we can be sure it's Mercury, writing energy, talking about the depths and the deep and the health stuff and trauma for sure, because it's the moon in the 8th house in this chart. But you even have Sirius right there, which is this can be emotionally satisfying for you. But really going deep, the psychological stuff, yeah. What I like is you'll even have around the same time, yeah, you'll have Venus. Venus can bring gifts, but it's the Jupiter that's the big enchilada for you. It's the big enchilada when Jupiter comes through. So before I turn this off and go to the next person, this Saturn that's sitting here in this chart, this Saturn can bring delays. And I think I already said that, but the reason I'm repeating it is because once that Saturn gets away from that 19 degrees, let me see how far the Saturn says that I require time and commitment. Okay. Saturn says there's no shortcuts allowed. That's what Saturn does. Okay. So real quick for you, Saturn is going to pull off. And I know we're getting into the following year already, but going into March of next year, Saturn pulls away from your Jupiter. And so when it does, that should loosen up any restrictions you felt like you've had in terms of partnerships. Okay? because you'll still have Jupiter going through that 7th house. But it'll probably, when Jupiter, in this chart anyway, I think when the Saturn energy pulls off, it can, it can help in terms of what your long-term goals are for partnerships, for deeply bonded relationships, because it'll start trining your Sun and your Juno energy here. You see this? Sun and Juno are at 24. You see, and Saturn's on its way. Okay, but just know it's not a perfectly smooth road. It never is. All right. Hopefully that helps. Oh, I thought I clicked it. Yeah, that's my chart. I'm a writer and educator. My writing centers on trauma. I'm currently translating and psychoanalyzing Holocaust. Oh, holy shit. Okay. Sadly, I need a full-time job, though, if I want insurance. Oh, God, right. Yeah. Sadly, yep. Totally. Wow. Okay. Never had the long-term romantic partner, and I'm hoping this changes soon. Yeah, just remember the lesson of Saturn. I know it's not fun, but it demands that we, it demands time and dedication. Okay, Gibson, you have a good night. It was so great to see you twice in 1 week, even though I didn't see you, but I see you. Again, thank you so much. Happy 4th. You too. Oh, good. Singing Giraffe said this definitely helps. Good, good, good. My life has been delays for 35 years. Oh, yeah. You know what? In this other chart, the one that I just turned off, it shows that you had a Saturn at a 29 degree in Sagittarius. Saggy wouldn't be real happy with that energy. Saggy wants to be free, to fly, to roam, to whatever, to explore, to go on an adventure. But Saturn would be like, Saturn at a 29, anything at a 29 degree brings the higher challenges. So when I say higher challenges, they can be, just the material, tangible world, but also the higher challenges on a soul level, But this other chart I showed with the Scorpio stuff, with your Sun and Juno there, and then, all the trauma and stuff. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's why I like to look at both charts. They really give a more complete picture. All right, so who is next? Let's see how much I think Singing Giraffe, and then I don't know if anybody's still here. People usually get impatient and leave. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm scrolling. Lick Slew, how are you? Zazu. Teamwork. Hey, Teamwork, how the hell are you? Oh, God, that was a while ago. I'm sorry, Teamwork. I didn't even say hello. I didn't. I must have scrolled right past your name. I'm so sorry. Love is the answer today. Are you here? Love is the answer today. Because I'm interested mostly in career. Did you give your digits? You did. Are you still here? Waynesboro, Mississippi. Caught you at the very end of your midweek meeting. Okay. Well, if you're here, I can create your chart. If you had the patience and hung around. Tiger baby, if I could also join the queue. Ooh, Chicago, Illinois. I just want a quick look at love. Well, you might be next. If love is the answer isn't here, then I think you're the next name I the next name with digits that's here. So let's see if love is the answer today is here. Hello, hello. Wake up. Are you there? You're welcome, singing giraffe. Giraffe. What the hell's with that? I'm adding a T on the end of everything I'm saying. You hurt me so much. Look at that. December 12th, 1984. Born at midnight. Well, you hurt me so much. You might be next. Just give me a minute. We're going to do a going once, going twice. Love is the answer. I called your name. Are you here? I don't see you showing up, but let me check the other. You might be in the other live stream. Let me see. If you are, I don't see you, but I see who else we got. So love is the answer. Are you still here? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, I think we're scrolling on. We're scrolling on, right? I know, I'm staring at my damn phone. I'm just trying to see, because sometimes, the StreamYard is supposed to show me both the vertical and the horizontal. All right, so how about this? We're going to take roll call. Who's here? You hurt me so much is like, I'm here. I see you, and it may be you. You might be next, because we're doing a roll call. If whoever's here who's still waiting on a reading, let me know. Okay, so Nina said I'm here, and Tiger Baby's here. Okay, so look at that. Very good. All right, so Nina, I do have your digits. I see you showed up here, but I got to see if Tiger Baby was before you. I'm scrolling. Oh, wow, we're hearing the fireworks now. They're coming now. Okay, so Nina Baby, it looks like you were first. I think so. I'm looking, but that's what I see on this. Unless I'm wrong. Nina Baby's been here for a while. Oh, the cats are not going to be happy. All right, let me check the timeless stamps on these. 750 by Tiger Baby. And boy. Oh, thank God I have a phone, because Nina, I could only see you on my phone. I don't think I even see you here in this chat. Nina's at 8:03. Ah, so Nina, you are after Tiger. Okay. All right, let me go find Tiger Baby. All right, Tiger Baby, it's your turn. Let me go and get your digits, and we'll create your chart. The cats are like freaking out. The one cat does pretty good, actually. Tappy's like, oh, hell no. She gets really stressed. I mean, you feel bad for her. The next day she looks exhausted. Okay, so here we go. November 16th, 1998. November 16th. I think I have a sibling born on that day. And it would also be Chicago, Illinois. But not in 1998. No, she would have been yeah. 4:02 p.m. And so you said quick look at love. Okay, thank you. I can do that. Okay, so have you seen your chart before? Helps me to make sure I'm looking at the right chart. This is showing, let's see if we can get this up here real quick. This is showing a Taurus on the ascendant. A 29-degree Libra moon. Oh. Wow. A 28-degree Venus in Scorpio. Wow. There's some intense energy here. If this is you. Libra moon, 29 degrees. You got nodes that are at 27. You have a Pluto in a relationship degree. Okay. Your Saturn is at freaking 28 degrees in Aries. It's a big Saturn night, isn't it? Yeah. And you're Neptune at 29. Wow. So let's see. Yep, that's me. It's a common birthday, really? Well, yeah, I believe my sister's that day. Okay. So let me take a look at this basic chart. Got to understand who you are first. Yeah, this moon here. That's got to be a little bit of a tricky thing because that's in a square, an exact square with Neptune. They're both at 29. And Libra energy can be wonderful, right? It's about harmony, equality, balance. It's relationship energy, it's a whole Venus thing. But your Venus demands not just it demands 130%, 150% level of commitment, all in or nothing. Like that's this Venus. She's got a moon energy attached to her. So the emotions around this are really attached and deep, intense. Holy shit. It's Scorpio energy, right? And so it oozes with soul energy. But desires are strong. And Venus, if she's not super careful, the Scorpio energy can be a bit of a challenge for her normally harmonious and balanced take on life. And that's, and I'm only saying balance because she rules Libra energy, right? But your Libra is already squared with the Neptune. And it's in the long-term relationships. And so there can be a little, this can throw illusions and delusions and dreamy fantasy energy. Right? And this is home and family and mom, but this is feminine energy, you see? So this can get tricky when this is angling this like that. It's this, I'm under this impression of Neptune. Now, here's the other thing. Because it's a nice, strong square, I know we don't normally say nice with it, but the angling of this can also help break the illusion because there's that stress and tension there, right? And so we might have been given examples, like if in our relationships, especially day-to-day, like domestic relationships, this can include work too, like when I'm at the job, when we're working with feminine energy. But these will bring the higher challenges because it's 29 degrees, which is always going to bring higher challenges. Meaning it's not going to be small stuff. And this brings just an intensity to it. It demands, Scorpio wants deeply bonded energy. And somebody has to be able to bond on all of the levels, mentally, emotionally, soul-wise, energetically, physically, right? Sexually. It's got to be able to bond on all those levels. Otherwise, it's going to be disappointed. And this is connecting strongly to this long-term belief and ideal and dream in bonded relationships, partnership energy. Okay. All right. So that's really important to understand. You have a lot of stuff at 11 degrees when it comes to the bonded deep Scorpio energy. This is an energy that demands trust. This is the energy of course, psychology. We've talked about it all night long. Deep psychology, trauma, and wounds. You even have Chiron here at a Uranus degree. Wounds with an authority figure, possibly, or wounds with authority figures. Wounds with my individuality and uniqueness, possibly even too. But that comes up a lot of ways here in your chart. Independent energy, very, very. This can be like a lone wolf energy in a way, because Scorpio is a fighter, right? It can be that soldier, and it can go the distance. These are the people we want on our team, as opposed to fighting against them, because it understands all the tactics, other than just the physical and the weaponry. It understands the psychological angles. And so it can be like, wow. Okay. Now, with all that said, that helps me to better understand. Oh, I forgot to mention, and this is important. This is why I'm mentioning all this. You see this Pluto here at 7? Yeah, that's partnerships. It demands intensification. There's a spiritual connection, a spiritual intensity, growth, and change that should be part of the relationships. That'll be a vital component. And it's at the opposition of Sirius, which is my needs and how I feel nurtured. So communication is spiritual, comes up again. That's a big component of this. It can be freedom, though, because 9 degrees is freedom in these relationships. But probably a spiritual connection in some way, whether it's we have the same spiritual beliefs or whatever. Okay. Now, let's throw this chart up. So we understand one part of your personality, and let's go to this one and let's see what we can come up with here. 13, 14. Okay. Mercury retrograding in your third house. Aha. So thinking, talking, communication, the emotions. Okay. Are you aware of the sensitivity with sharing? Yeah, this is what makes this energy very tricky. Yeah. Okay, so highly empathic energy, in tune with siblings, coworkers, neighbors, anybody who's in close proximity emotionally or even physically with you, mom energy too, being able to pick up empathically on these people. Obviously, Scorpio is really psychic energy all by itself. But you have Cancer energy in the third, and normally we can be very sensitive to our peers, sensitive to neighbors, sensitive to sibling energy, and sensitive to mom energy. This is the kind of energy where we can know things that nobody told us, but we know, right? Because we pick up on it. But also a sensitivity, because the third house is where we want to share, where we want to have a rapport. And so by the way you talk and communicate and relate, there just might be something there, right? Where you may have experienced moments of feeling more sensitive than usual, perhaps. Okay. Right now you have the strategic, you're the strategizer is triggered right now by the sun. So strategizing for self in the future, something different, new, unique. It may have a dreamy element to it. Maybe that's how you showed up here tonight in the 11th house of astrology, even. But it's trining. Like you have all this astrology degrees over here too, and romantic partnership energy, deeply bonded. Okay, you have a lot going on right now. And then the rethinking that's going on over all of this. Meaning conversations, I'm replaying them. All right, so Venus is now in your 5th house of romance. There you go. Venus in the 5th house of romance, triggering your North Node in Leo. So if you're looking for feminine energy, perhaps, because you said love, Venus is our love language. Yeah, this may trigger desire energy for sure. So relationships with women, mom energy, because it's feminine energy altogether. Some of those things may feel fated energy. And when people think fated, sometimes they feel like, oh, it's meant to be, has to be. But we get confused. So with this, you'll probably have some opportunities because you're going to have Venus touching your North Node. Talking and communication and creativity may also be a thing at this time, okay? May also be part of the desire for. And I think this is a Venus squaring. Oh, it is. You'll have Venus squaring your natal Venus. Okay. So the love thing, yeah. It's learning about the ebb and flows of love and in relationships. Talks about energy that can be clingy. Yeah. It also mentions, I'm literally reading this from here. It talks about making sure to learn about to not sacrifice your sense of purpose within key relationships. You may have a tendency to submerge your own destiny for the sake of love. Sometimes we just love the idea of being in love, or we love the love, But once again, it's about equilibrium and balance. Focus on equality. Eventually, you can acquire a relationship and relationship skills that help to let go of the past and give you the ability to move forward. And this is where it brings up that Scorpio attachment energy again. So that balance, and the Scorpio will tend to hang on too tightly. All right. And they don't realize when they hang on, they're killing what they've held on to. So eventually you'll get keen. You'll have sharp relationship skills. Okay. But only after letting go of the past and moving forward. This could be coming to terms with your own relationship needs, or it's perhaps letting go of relationships that don't serve you anymore. Understanding love is one of your life lessons. This could be applied to just simply an exchange of emotions and values and money with loved ones. So with that said, in your chart, Jupiter is your great benefic, not Venus. But in terms of love, I don't know if you're looking for Venus or Jupiter energy. Venus would be, I'm looking for females, feminine energy. Jupiter would be, I'm looking for masculine, male energy. And having a Venus, squaring a Venus, and your node being triggered, it's, again, really more of you internalizing and understanding yourself better in order to have a relationship, sustainable relationship. Now, with all that said, we do have Jupiter going through Leo. And what does Jupiter have on its mind in Leo? Oh, well, we all know. Romance and fun, mating, dating, relating, right? Yeah. Courage and confidence is what's on the menu for you, because it's in your 4th house of your emotions. And I feel like you might have an opportunity. Once your Venus and your Mars talk, they'll still be in your 5th house of romance and mating, dating, relating. And it's on a more practical level. It's a smarter Venus when she's in Virgo. And then she can talk to your Mars. And so that might be an opportunity to meet somebody, or to have, because I'm not exactly sure what you're looking for, but this is like, the end of July energy. Okay. It's the end of July, and you'll have Mars going through your 2nd house of love at that time. So you will be communicating, and you will be on the prowl and looking, even if it's just, doing this. But yeah, when people say love, I mean, that word means a lot of different things to folks. And with the deep Scorpio energy that you have in your chart, and the deeply bonded stuff that you demand, because this is for everybody with Scorpio, but because it's your love language, okay, there's something here about learning to trust yourself too. Because at the end of the day, once that's cleared up, then we can learn to trust others. We receive that trust, and we don't betray ourselves. We love ourselves. We respect ourselves. We understand we're worthy, as opposed to needing that outside of myself and like needing it from others. So I'm sorry that it's not just a quick answer. Like, this is deep. We're talking Scorpio energy. It's very deep, and this is in the 7th house of partnerships for you. So if you're not looking for a partnership when you say the word love, then fine. If you're looking for just some quick fun shit, then I'm sure you'll be successful. Because you're going to have Jupiter in an opposition to your Uranus energy. And again, end of July, and for a couple weeks after that, at least. Okay. So if that's what you're looking for, well, then there you go. And you'll have some opportunities to be at the buffet, I guess is the word. Okay, who's still here? I usually end round now. But I don't know, maybe everybody already left, which is fine. But I think I think, Nina, I think you were next. And if you're still here, I'll take you as the last person. And then for anybody else, yeah, come on back during the week. Next Saturday is the astrology class, but I will be here during the week sometime. Never know if it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. You just never know. I don't think I usually can ever swing a Thursday, but if I can do it, I will. So yeah, put your alerts on. That way you know when I'm live, because I really kind of have to work with it, with what's going on in the house. Kels is still here. What a trooper. Thank you, Kels. It's so nice to see you. Okay, so Nina, you are here. Okay, let me get your chart, and then you're going to have to be the last person, Nina, because we're at that time. I'm scrolling. I'm looking for her digits. I know they're here. I found you. Look at that. Any love for me this or next year? Boy, it's a love night, huh? I need to. Where's my Love Boat music? I don't really have any Love Boat music, but you know what I'm saying? Or does anybody remember? I feel like this goes way back. Love American Style. Does anybody remember that shit? That was like a TV show. I was a child then, but and maybe I don't even know if those were reruns. I have no idea. It seemed so I don't know, it was super silly. So April 19th, 1980. And we have a time of 3:50 p.m. Very good. Hey, how have you guys been as far as getting sleep? Hasn't it been insane with Mars in the opposition with Pluto? It's like you don't even need sleep. I wish I could have this all the time. Martin, Slovakia. Look at that. Ooh, I love that. I don't think, it's been a while, but I have read for somebody from there. And of course, the software is like clueless. So let's see. Yes, Slovakia. Are they spelling it right? Yeah, they did. Wow, look at that. Yeah. Okay. Have you seen your chart before, Nina? So this is showing April 19th, 1980, 3:50 p.m. And you're a Virgo rising at 18 degrees according to this. Look at another 29-degree moon. Look at this in Gemini. Woohoo. Ooh. You have Ra, the Egyptian sun god there. Wow. The ability to take control of a situation, to overcome obstacles, to find resolutions, to get past blocks, and figure out the workarounds. Yeah. Wow. So you're like the troubleshooter of troubleshooters. Wow. That's your moon energy. Multitasking, huh? Look at the, wow. 29. Jupiter at 0. Okay. You have a really powerful little mini trine here. And you want to know about love. Okay. Your Pluto is at a Pluto degree in Libra. Wow. And you want to know about love. This is in your second house. Holy shit. So this is really similar It's not identical, but it's very similar to a lot of the stuff I just said about the last chart, believe it or not, because this is for relationship energy. And it's a lot of Pluto energy, Scorpio stuff, right? Deeply committed, deeply bonded on all the levels. It demands that because this is, Scorpio's intense and deeply meaningful. Like we connect on the soul level, the energetic level, the physical level, the emotional level, the spiritual level. Scorpio's like all the levels, all of them. Bring it on. The deeper we go, the better. Like that's Scorpio stuff. So let's see what else we can look at here. Even the Mercury's at 7 degrees of relationships. Communication. This can be tricky. You got the really psychic energy, and I get flashes, downloads, literally, about people's pasts, about their soul energy, about who they are before they've told you who they are. And what is tricky about that is that can get in the way. Because if we know things that people haven't told us, it's intrusive. And Scorpio energy can penetrate other people's energy for sure without lifting a finger. So, the third house likes to talk and communicate. You would want to talk and communicate about deep stuff. I don't want to hear about the weather. Don't talk about the next, what you got on sale type of shit. This is really deeply purposeful, meaningful, intense stuff. So all of this matters because this is what you like to talk about, right? But the relationships, you want to be in these relationships, but your desire energy is very different. There's something quite unusual about it and what you desire in relationships, unconventional type of relationship energy even. It may also come across as you maybe wanting to be the boss in relationships or in areas of things that you desire or what is considered mine. The Pluto trines Pythia. This is more tricky energy for you. Oh, Lord. Okay, you have them at the same degree. Pythia is the oracle of Delphi. So when we know things, right, whether it's about our friends, people we might consider to be in a relationship, people we are in a relationship, people who part of the significant one-on-one relationships. This stuff, this knowing of stuff can get in the way. We would think, oh, that's great, but no, because we know too much. We know too much. Yeah, you've got the 11. Okay. All right, so you have Chiron going through the 8th house of wounds and of bonded energy and love and values and money. Like I need to bond. I need to love. And Jupiter is training, right? Yeah. So you got Chiron, the wounded healer, training the Jupiter energy. And this is the hidden, the details. It's your beliefs. They could be skewed a little high ideals even. But it's the mind energy. So it's the health connected to it. and the communication style, the abundance of details, maybe perfection comes up and overly analytical energy might come in. Now, let's turn this on to see if I can see anything. Okay. So we got Neptune here. You have Neptune traveling through your 7th house. Here's the thing. Neptune and Saturn was just in your 7th. Actually, Saturn's going to retrograde. And it's okay. So with Saturn and Neptune going through your 7th house, I would say don't expect anything soon. Now, I could be wrong on that because maybe you have a relationship with somebody and it's more of like a spiritual thing. Maybe we are like spiritual partners, right? Or maybe there's somebody, but it's more very dreamy. It might not be real grounded, it might be more of a fantasy. That's a possibility. But see, Neptune blurs the lines of reality. So if you're coming across relationships and opportunities and partnerships, this may show up more as, somebody who's connecting with other people that they may congregate with, may worship with or something, because it's Neptune. But this can also be like hospitals and doctor energy as well. Okay. Prayer, meditation, music, creativity. But being in the 7th house of who I partner up with can make it tricky. And Saturn creates slowdowns and restrictions in the 7th house. Saturn's retrograde. Saturn is sitting right on your Eris. She can be angry and impatient. And she's going to do the retrograde. And I think she goes all the way back to she goes back to 8. So she's sitting right on your Mercury. You follow? Yeah, and that's in January. Saturn doesn't go direct until then. So she's at 8 degrees. So again, this is Saturn and Neptune sitting here. At this time, though, come January, you will have the help of Pallas Athena. She's the strategist. So this can be beneficial for partnerships. And this is new. And maybe, we're a little bit more refined in what we're looking for in a long-term relationship. If long-term relationship is what you're looking for. I know I never know what to look for when people say the word love. I just don't know what they mean by that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would say January, this Saturn can mature your Mercury, because Mercury in Aries can be really immature in terms of what she thinks a partnership should look like or what a relationship is. And it's just because she's a little young, that's all. And everybody's Aries energy has to grow up. And it usually takes a long time for it to grow up. So, and I mean decades. Just saying in general, we have, we're just young. We're just very young. Aries is the fine wine. So once Saturn moves on and gets into your 8th house, and this is going to be, not until deep into 2027, she'll start triggering this energy here in your 8th house of making deep bonds. And she'll trigger your North Node and your Mars here. And this may be a better time when you're connecting more deeply with somebody. Because anytime we have Saturn is a good thing for if we're looking for a long-term relationship, like serious marriage energy. Saturn, that's the kind of energy we want, is Saturn, because we've thought about it. We didn't rush into it. You follow? We talked about some of the hard stuff. We have similar long-term goals. Oh my God, it's getting freezing in here. They cranked the freaking air. It was a good temperature up until a few minutes ago. So I'm just going to give you a quick timeline on that. Yeah, July of 2027. But then Saturn does another retrograde. So anyway, Saturn does a retrograde right at 27 degrees. So that means I'm rethinking my long-term goals. and my commitments and the deeply bonded energy. Okay. So if that is what you're looking for, then that's good. But there's no rush. This is yeah. You've got a year's time to sort through what it is that you value, to sort through and have an honest conversation with yourself, which if you have Scorpio in the third house, this means that you have the ability you want to go deep into yourself, into your own mind, into how you think, talk, relate, and communicate. And where can I grow? How can I mature? Because Scorpio wants growth. They want to see change and evolution. That's Scorpio energy. So this Mercury, it's funny because Mars rules both your Aries and your Scorpio. And as the Mars up in the skies goes through all the different signs, it'll work both of these energies for you. But talking and relating and deeply bonded energy and learning how to take accountability and responsibility for my own ways of communicating. And when do I communicate like a child? That is probably one of the most important questions. And my expectations, and am I impatient? Aries is always impatient until it becomes the fine wine where it learns that it has to wait and that there's timing and cycles, and that's different for everybody. But Aries, oh my God, I know. Trust me. Aries energy, yeah, everybody's too damn slow. What's taking them so long? Why are they dragging their damn feet? Like that's what Aries thinks about everybody. I have to take the lead. I have to take the charge. I have to start. I have to initiate, right? That's that Aries energy. And your Venus being at your midheaven, she's scattered. This is the love energy. Looking for love, she's scattered, but she is focused on something that's more serious and long-term. But she has to recognize she might be a little scattered and that she probably likes variety. You follow? She probably likes her variety. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's just learning how to work with this energy. Okay. Learning how to work with it. So I hope that helps. And you're always welcome to come back again sometime. Absolutely. Always welcome to come back again sometime. I've saved your chart, and I don't know if I was able to save the previous chart. I don't know if I remembered. If not, I think that was Nina. Remind me next time, and I'll have to recreate your chart if you come back. Oh, no, you're Nina. Who was the chart? Tiger. Yeah. Tiger Baby or something like that. I think it might have been their chart. All right. So we are all out of time. And you can catch me again during the week. It's a surprise live on the weekdays. Next Saturday, we'll be doing the astrology class. So if there's ever anything you're interested in, whether it's an astrology class or even a private lives, we do the same thing here. It's the last Saturday, or I should say the fourth Saturday of every month. We do the same thing we're doing here, but we do it privately. We don't do it on YouTube. It is a small group that's allowed into that. And it's very intimate. It's limited seating. We'll put it like that. Okay. Okay, so I know you didn't hear any of that. It just told me my mic is muted. But yeah, if you're interested in any of the things that we do on the channel, like the private lives, which is just like this, it's limited seating, very limited spaces for that. Just send me an email and I can give you the details and we can go from there. All right, so we are at the end. For anybody who I didn't get to, come back and we'll see you during the week. We have run out of time. So thank you for everybody. Thank you for the channel gifts. I appreciate it very much. And if I didn't get to you, like you hurt me so much, I didn't get to you, come on back and we'll get you next time. Okay. You could always send me an email and drop your digits in my email. I can create your chart and then have it ready ahead of time. If you're not comfortable with that, then don't do that. Then you just have to come back when we're live. All right. So have a good night, everybody. And I will see you next time, and stay cool out there, okay? Get your fluids, stay cool. Bye-bye.